So let's talk about the Teneral Cellars 1 in 10, and this is a delicious white blend. It's from El Dorado. El Dorado, if you haven't heard of it, it's in the Sierra foothills area, and it's notable for its high elevation. So while the daytime temperatures can get very, very warm, and you're gonna feel that heat, maybe 100 or 110 degrees during the day in the summer months, there's a drastic cool down in the evenings, and you get those kind of Sierra glacial winds cooling down the vineyards. And so those plants that have been kind of baking in the hot sun all day get to calm down, relax, regroup. It's kind of like if you were out doing a day of wine tasting and you're just kind of, lagging a little before dinner, and you get that nice cold shower, you get back out there. And so that's what happens to these grapes. The grapes are getting perfectly ripe as they want to get, as ripe as the winemaker wants them to get. But then they have balance. They have this kind of underlying freshness from the natural acidity. If you think about a tomato hanging on the vine, the longer it hangs on the vine, the higher the sugar is and the lower the acid is. So there's this perfect sweet spot where there's really, really kind of ripe, sugary taste to that tomato, but there's also a tartness. And that's what you want in a perfectly ripe grape. You don't want it to be too sweet, then the tomato would be cloying. So I know you've had some of those. So we like the ones that have a little bite. This wine is also a blend of 3 grape varieties. The primary grape in this is called Picpoul. Picpoul is a grape, it's a French grape. It's from the Languedoc-Roussillon in the south of France. And it's known as the lip stinger because it's really, really tart and biting. It just kind of gives you that really, really kind of, exuberance on when you're tasting the wine. So it's balanced out in this case with 2 other grapes that are very mellow. One of them is Muscat. Muscat brings a beautiful florality here. It brings notes of honeysuckle and jasmine. You probably are smelling that as you're tasting this wine right now. Whereas the Picpoul brings like the lemon lime acidity. The 3rd grape in this blend is Grenache Blanc, and I love what this brings to the party because there's notes of almost like almond skin or almond butter. There's a little bit of creme fraiche, as well as peach. So you get beyond the lemon lime from the Picpoul, beyond the florality from the Muscat and that really nice perfume, and then you get this kind of beautiful peach flavor as well. So altogether, you get a balance of opulent but crisp and sweet and tart, and it just is really dry and refreshing. To me, this screams poolside wine. Or patio wine. As we go into, in the Bay Area, as we are going into our summer, September, October, this is, for me, a perfect dinner wine. Have it with some shellfish or seafood or even a fish taco, something like that with a little fruit element in it to pick up on the peach in the wine. It's just a lovely sipping wine. It's delicious on its own.